Kharkhorum, the capital city of the Mongol Empire, was also considered to be the center of the world in the 13th century. Mongolians left an imprint on the history of the world through the city of Kharkhorum, a unique historical and cultural heritage. The professors and the students of the National University of Mongolia have created a virtual Kharkhorum using modern technology. And they, in collaboration with the scholars and researchers, have built the city of Kharkhorum in a virtual environment within a year. In 1220, Chinggis Khan ordered the relocation of the Mongol Empire's capital city from a basin of 3 rivers to the Orkhon River Valley. Since then, Ugode Khan urged the best craftsmen and artisans worldwide to construct the city of Kharkhorum. The Mongols had a settled civilization beside their world-renowned nomadic civilization. For Mongol settled civilization, archaeologists have found several ruins of ancient cities dating back more than 4,000 years elsewhere on the southern tip of the Mongolian plateau. Mongol settled civilization is also represented by Lothot, the capital of the Hunnu Empire, which is a city more than 2,000 years ago. Especially the city of Kharkhorum tells us otherwise, as it is the most significant historical evidence of Mongolian settled civilization. It was a busy city with nobles, scholars from many cultures with different languages gathered in Kharkhorum to their knowledge and skills. At the same time, traders brought goods from all over the world, craftsmen competing with each other for their craftsmanship, and envoys of the Khan traveled to every direction through the stations to manage world affairs. Hence, it is reasonable to call the city of Kharkhorum the capital of the world. There were markets for livestock and dairy products at the 4 gates of Kharkhorum, providing thousands of residents with groceries. The craftsman district is also visible in that area. At this intersection, the city is divided into 4 quarters. You can see the Great Khan's Palace in the south and the Mongol Kir district in the northwest. On the other hand, the Saracens quarter is located in the northeast, where various religious buildings, temples, churches, and mosques were located. Here at the crossroad intersection and main streets of Kharkhorum. The Saracens quarter and Katlan's quarter were 3 districts of the city. This trading district's uniqueness was that people of diverse religious backgrounds lived together, ran businesses, and practiced their religions in the 13th century, which is considered incredibly unique and unbelievable in Western Europe and Islamic world from where those diverse religions originated. The fact that there weren't any conflicts between people of diverse religious backgrounds was one of the main results of the Pax Mongolia, or Mongol peace policy inherited from the Great Khans at that time, particularly from Chinggis Khan to Ugode Khan. The Saracens quarter was generally for Islamic community settlement, whereas the Katlan's quarter was inhabited by the Khitans and Jurchens. According to some sources, there were many merchants of wooden handicrafts, particularly in the Katlan's quarter. However, textile items were traded more in the Saracens quarter. The Mongol quarter, one of the main quarters of Kharkhorum city. The Mongol quarter provided the city with mainly dairy and meat products. The city was densely populated at that time, and the Mongol quarters around the Kharkhorum, which were common, provided the city with food and other services. Furthermore, the Mongols did not only inhabit the city of Kharkhorum, but also engaged intensively in the production process. It is pleasant to learn that the latest archaeological findings provided evidence that the Mongols played vital roles in making various ceramics, burning bricks, or doing equipment molds for the city of Kharkhorum construction. This is a Buddhist temple named the Great Chok Temple, the tallest building in Kharkhorum. And the Great Chok Temple was a 5-story structure measuring 38 by 38 square meters, 90 meters high. It can be seen that there were profound influences of Buddhism, and there were 12 Buddhism temples, 2 Christian churches, and 1 Islamic mosque in Kharkhorum at that time. This golden roofed structure is the Tomung Amgalан Dort, which means Palace of Mirror at Peace, and it was another miracle created by the Mongol Khans. This palace, located within the walls of Kharkhorum city, had double walls and gates on 4 sides. The palace's foundation was built on a 2-meter-high artificial plateau. The great Khans of the Mongol Empire passed laws and issued decrees governing the affairs of the world together with his scholars and ministers in this palace. That laws and regulations were abided strictly by the citizens of all areas. There was the Palace of Great Khans at the center of the wall, 2 slightly lower height buildings on both sides of the palace, and an artificial lake with a canopy at the front, where Khans and queens relaxed. The front of the palace had a high staircase, the main entrance, and the walls and pillars of the palace were beautifully decorated and patterned. The royal palace had a distinctive design that was slightly different from other buildings in Kharkhorum, as it had a Mongolian identity. The Tomon Palace was an extravagant palace with 46 columns, a green tiled floor, many luxurious large rooms, engraved walls and ceilings, and ornaments of animals such as dragons, lions, leopards. The middle throne was occupied by the Great Khan, as his queens took the other thrones. Moreover, an approximately 2 meters high giant silver tree was present, designed by French sculptor William Bonchir under the order of Mongol, which was considered one of the main highlighted magnificent works of art in this palace. On top of the tree was an angel with a trumpet. When the trumpet was blown, various beverages simultaneously dispensed from the 4 golden spots shaped like dragons' heads to serve the Great Khan's guests. Just a few short decades later, the prosperous world capital, the Kharkhorum, was weakened by the civil war of the Mongol Empire and the seizure of power by Kublai Khan. When Kublai Khan climbed the throne of the Mongol Empire in 1260, as did his younger brother Erikbog, he relocated his capital to Shand and later to Hambalik, which is today's Beijing. And the Kharkhorum was then reduced to a mere administrative century of a provincial backwater of the Mongol Yuan dynasty in 1271. After the Mongols retreated to the Mongolian plateau in 1368, Kharkhorum became the residence of Bilik Khan Ayushidra in 1370. In 1388, Chinese Ming dynasty troops occupied and razed the Kharkhorum.